Yeah, pretty much. He's going.
And welcome back to Buff's Garage. We got ourselves here a big old Pontiac. We've nicknamed her the BFP, which stands for Big Pontiac. So we pulled this thing out of the woods where it sat for 30 years. And that's just from what he remembers. And if he remembers correctly, it was sitting in somebody else's yard before it got moved into the tree row. Follow along as we pull this Pontiac out of the trees and onto my trailer. Where she sat for a very, very long time. Doesn't look like any of the wheels are turning. What can you expect for being stuck in a spot for 30 years? Excitement I've had lately. Dragging a car that's completely locked up, all four wheels. 3 out of the 4 are flat, wouldn't take air. It's a very tight, narrow area. And she is not happy. We can make the squeeze. Folks, it is hot. It is hot in Kansas. Let me see if I can. Oh, but look at that. Do you see that? If I look red-faced, it's not because I'm jolly like Santa Claus, although I should be. It's because it's really, 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 really hot. We're just going to try to get out of this field without ending up in a ditch. If you're just tuning in, I've spent the better part of a couple of hours with the help of a very generous man getting this baby out of a tree row where it's been for 30 years. And that's actually, by memory, about 30 years. And he said it sat somewhere else in someone else's yard before that. So it's been sitting a long time. It seems as though they took the engine out, transmission, to put in something else, and it would have had a fairly decent engine in it back in the day. And now it's on my trailer. So we're gonna get this thing home. We're gonna get this thing off the trailer, which will be fun because all four wheels are locked up tight. But that's what projects are, man. Projects are fun, and I like to recycle. Here we go. There's our workhorse and our new prize. Well, it's been a few days. Let's see what we got under the tarp. Poor mirror. There, fixed it. That is a huge trunk. All right, digging her out wasn't nearly as bad as it's gonna be to get it off the trailer, because I don't have a tractor here to do it. All four wheels are locked up and 3 out of 4 are flat. And at this point, since they were drug out, I don't think they're gonna take air. Crazy though, that passenger side stayed up. This one took air, but didn't hold it. So today's goal is we're gonna jack this thing up, we're gonna get those wheels off, and we're gonna see if we can't free up the hubs. These 63 Pontiacs are a B-body car, and they have a 5-on-5 bolt pattern and drum brakes all the way around. Now my guess is, after sitting for 30 years, they might be a little froze up. So let's jack this up and see if we can't get them free. So I guess there's no better place to start than right here. Intro engaged. Thumbnail. I'm not even going to try to take these off with a lug wrench when I've got power tools. Now before you guys get all comment happy, yes, I know it's not the impact, but the only impact sockets I have are metric. I knew it wasn't metric, but I also thought it might work. Nope, it ended up rounding one of them. So the proper size, and if we break it, we break it. It's Harbor Freight. Reverse thread. And I buggered this one. Reverse thread. Yep. Sledgehammer time. So why use a small hammer when a big hammer will do? Years of rust. I don't know. Think we can revive it? Probably not. Let's take a look at it though. Can't quite read it. It's a luxury premium Sentry from Davis Tire, 32 PSI, made in the US of A. It is an 8, it's like 8.85 by 9 by 14. Yep, 8.85 by 9 by 14. She's seen better days. Looky there. I think that's where the hole's at. Feels like your grandma's rug. All right, let's see if we can get the drum off. Now I've heard some nightmare stories about these drums. We're gonna try a few things. It's not so much here, it's right here where it's just completely affixed on there. So let's pull that off and see what's behind it. You ever get a song stuck in your head and you don't even know what it is? but you keep humming it. And then you ask somebody, what was that song that kind of goes, you know, and then you hum it to them. They just look at you like you're crazy. Yeah, that's happening right now. Oh my goodness. It's like really thick syrup. Wouldn't matter, I can't smell. Darn COVID! Cotter pin looks good. Might not be completely hopeless. It probably is. I honestly expected worse. Yeah, they're not happy bearings, but I mean, grease them up and put them back in. Let's see if we can get the hub off. Bigger pry tool. Big pry tool. Okay. So that's really stuck on there. Now, growing up, I knew what WD-40 was. Didn't understand it was kind of a fix for everything, because I grew up with aerocoil. Now, this is not a product endorsement. I'm definitely not getting any money whatsoever from aerocoil. But when I cleaned out part of my dad's shop after he passed away, I found his mostly empty can of aerocoil. It took me back to those days as a kid working in the garage with my dad. If you had a stuck part, it got aerocoil. It even says loosens frozen metal parts. I'd say this one definitely qualifies. Plus, it smells good. Not that I'm just huffing it, it just has a pleasant odor. Do you think? And we say the magic words, presto. Well, there's your problem right there. 30 years of rust. But if that's not an aerocoil commercial, I don't know what is. Let's finish tearing this apart. So the whole goal was to get this wheel spinning. And to prevent this from happening again while we try to get this off the trailer, we're gonna just take those brakes right off. Now we're gonna put the old clampers on there when we're done, do a little swap. But in the meantime, we're gonna pull these brakes, put the hub back on, cinch her down, and so we can at least get it to roll. Dad always said, choose the right tool for the job. That did it. Brakes repaired. So yes, you heard me right. We're gonna swap these drums out because I don't need them. We're gonna put on some calipers and rotors. I'm hoping we don't change our bolt pattern, so I'm thinking maybe a modern Chevy pickup, because it's a 5-on-5 bolt pattern. The other option of these cars was an 8-lug bolt pattern. That's right. They had an 8-lug on this Pontiac Grand Prix, the heavy duty. And that came with the 389, I believe. Now, I don't think I had the 389 in this, but hopefully I find the build sheet and we see just what came with this. Pontiacs were known to be kind of a luxury brand with all the amenities. And then somebody came up with this crazy idea of, let's put a big engine in here, strip off all the extra fancy trim and things like that, and let's make it a beefier car. Something with some muscle. Now, I won't say this was the beginning of muscle cars, but this was in that same era by the same company. So you can kind of see where they were leaning. And when we look at the interior, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's get this back on. No extra parts. Spider. Hey, buddy. We got bearing race. I think the bearing race needs a little aerocoil. Can you see that? Oh yeah, here you go. I mean, I could re-grease this, pack the bearings, but I'm just pulling them off anyway. We just got to get it rolling, get it off the trailer. Go back to your home. Oh, look at that. Restored. Hello there, bearing. Just give it a tap. A little tap tap. A little tap taparoo. Make sure when you put your washer in, you got that little tab in the right slot there. Dang, that song stuck in my head again. Brakes reapplied. Now, what did I do? That cotter pin. Guessing it found a new home. Now you want to make sure not to forget the cotter pin when this goes back together, because without it, that nut could back off and this whole hub with your wheel could go flying. But since we lost the cotter pin, I'm gonna put the cap back on and not worry about it. Okay, that's 1 down, 3 to go. You know what? I'm gonna put a little aerocoil on the trunk latch. Pretty sure it's not gonna do anything, but. So for those asking what kind of engine I got under the hood, some of you know, some of you, it's gonna be a surprise. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, that's factory. Look, it's a Ford Lightning frunk. Oh yeah, that's supposed to do that. Guess I should get me a hood prop before I bend my hood. That is one hefty hood. All right, we have the pristine and clean engine bay in that there's not a lot going on here. Still have the power steering pump and its provisions. Still got the pump. We've got an intake for our Pontiac. It's even got the old firing order on there. Battery tray, other than undomesticated animal bathroom, it is still there and in good shape. We've got our air conditioning system and heater over there. Still got a coil up there on the firewall. We've got our linkage up there. What's left of an exhaust. Yeah, she was the factory AC vehicle. Pretty cool. Oh my Lord. All right, you got to see this. All right, here's a better look under here. We got the power brakes, power steering. There's the intake off the engine. Got all of our AC parts here. Condenser still here. Battery tray. Is this a reservoir? All right, classic car guys. This is obviously supposed to be here. It's glass with a nice little lid that I'm not going to remove right now. Is this just to hold extra, water, or what is this? Put it down in the comments. When you can't find your key, oh, there it is. So we got one in the trunk, we got one hanging. Now, is this an ignition key? Does that say your key to better value? Well, I'll be darned. So I went ahead and pre-blasted the rest of the rims because we know it's going to be an issue. So let's get this one off and free it up. Oh, that one's the right way. All right, let's see. Why use a little hammer when you can use a big one? Still holding air. I don't get it. It says tubeless, but I'll bet it's got a tube in it. This is a co-op high level SPD tubeless nylon 4-ply sidewall. No, 4-ply tread, 2-ply sidewall. DOT 127 National Co-op National Cooperative. It looks to be a G78-14. G? Yep. So whatever that is in, you know, regular speak. I mean, I'm guessing it must have a tube. It's got to. Well, we know how to do this, so let's get it done. This one's not as pretty, but still there. There's a cotter pin. Guess we just use that on the other one. Oh wait, then we won't have one for this one. All right, you saw where I put that, right? Watch it. Looks like they packed this one with grease and sawdust. Hello, bearing. Just pops right out. Hello, my friend. Yep, the bearing's good. Enough. For what we're doing. What are the odds? Yeah, not very good. Deleted. Well, it worked before. Not having it. She still moves. Just hose it all down. So this hub actually had quite a bit of grease still packed in it, but the quality wasn't the same as the other side. So I don't know which one was done last. That one was like a molasses, and this one's definitely more grease-like, but still pretty ugly. The bearings, you know, they don't seem bad. Now I know what you're thinking. I said that I'm pulling these and putting in calipers and rotors. And you're thinking, but Buff, you always talk about reusing and recycling. Yep, I do. And in normal situations, I would absolutely go and have this drum turned, smooth it out, put some fresh brakes in it, pump it up and see if it'll go. But as most of you know, I'm in the No Name Nationals, and this car has 88 days. 88 days until it needs to be running, driving, and preferably stopping. So I think a quick swap over to a caliper rotor system, not only is that going to make it safer, but it's going to be quicker, and I can probably find parts easier. So I hear you. I'm a little disappointed in myself too, but in this case, it's for a bigger cause. Good enough. That'll keep it there for a moment. I suppose we'll put the only inflated tire we got back on. While you guys were lounging around just watching YouTube, I was jacking this car up. Wanted to see if there's any gas in it, but oh, well, there's no gas. No gas tank and no floor. Well, mostly no floor. Drive shaft maybe? I don't know. We'll get in there and figure it out. But here's a problem we found. Got a little bit of uh-oh. That's still solid. This one not so much. Yeah. There's some meat to it, but I think we're going to be replacing that. All right, let's get this wheel off and see if we can free it up. Yeah, she's stuck. Well, this is going to be one of them reverse jobs. Ah! Yep. And a one, and a two, and no way. All right. I might have jacked it up too much. I might have jacked it up too much. Yep. I don't think it's going to take air. It's got a hole. Wow. BF Goodrich, Silvertown GR70-4. BF Goodrich. No, GR70-14. This is the BF Goodrich Lifesaver. Well, I think it saved its last life. Woo! What are the odds? Big hammer. The Pontiac Mechanic Starter Kit. Every whack of the hammer, I'm losing car. Well, as much fun as it is to work out in this heat, I'm wrestling with this rear brake drum, and it started raining, so this may be all I've got for today, but we'll be back. We're gonna get this thing rolling, get it into the garage, which is air conditioned, and tear it apart and see what else we gotta do before the No Name Nationals. Thanks for watching Buff's Garage.